I was chill at home.
Oh, okay. So I didn't feel that way, but yeah. A boring lockdown life that never seems coming to an end, or, or the fear of the lockdown getting extended again and again, and I can never go out. Just like most of the people, that was what I felt during that time as well. However, aside from these feelings, it also taught me an unusual lesson. Starting from this Monday, the Taiwanese government has lifted the mask ban on public transportation such as bus and MRT, which means that the society has made a big step toward normal life and full recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. At this moment, when I almost forgot about the existence of the virus, seeing this news kind of reminds me of the moment when the virus hit Taiwan the worst. It was almost 2 years ago, an ordinary day in May 2021, and I saw the news reporting about the 26 new local cases of COVID-19, and I told myself, looks like a little bit more than usual, but not a big deal. However, the next day, the number went up to like 50 and then 89 and then 127, and not long after, the government announced the beginning of level 3 alert, turning my college life online. I thought the lockdown wouldn't last too long, maybe at worst case scenario a few weeks. And as the final exam week approaches, I was quite happy about my online college life because it really saved me a lot of time to study. What's more, some of my least favorite time-consuming requirements, such as experiment classes, also got cancelled during that time. And last but not least, according to some Dcard posts, there was more room of referencing when it comes to online exams. So I thought the lockdown was an absolute win for me. However, as you know, the lockdown lasted way longer than just a few weeks, and my thought for it had drastically changed. As days went by, I realized that I had never stayed at my home for such a long time before, and I was really tired of it. But obviously, going out at that time was never an option for me, and I started to feel uncomfortable about the lockdown. However, the number of new cases was growing like never before, and the government extended the lockdown again and again. Just 2 more weeks. Just 2 more weeks. I had always prayed to myself. But whenever I turned the TV on in hope of seeing a lower number of new cases, it only disappointed me even more. What's more, the presence of many final exams made me feel even worse, and my mental health was taking a serious toll. And sometimes I became so unmotivated that I just wanted to lay down on my bed and do nothing at all, but I just couldn't. So I had no choice but to force myself to study. I said that I was relying totally on my willpower to study, and the only thing that motivated me was the slim hope of the lockdown being lifted after my final exam. To be honest, I would say that it was one of my most painful life experience. I missed the day when I could hang out with my friends. I missed the day when I could go out and exercise. I even missed the day when I had physical classes. But I had never expected that I would miss those things that was just normal to me before the lockdown. Luckily, I made it through the lockdown and I was finally able to go out again. Everything outdoor looks so nice to me. I could hear the birds chirping happy on the trees. And I could breathe the air of freedom I once lost during lockdown. And I could find magic in every little thing. When I meet my friends, we focused more on the conversation rather than on the screen, and I had a time happier than before. I was so happy to be back to my normal life. After all, although the lockdown turned my life upside down, I think it taught me a good lesson as well. Life is full of change. There could be surprise or fright in the next second. And after the lockdown, I learned to cherish more about my normal life I used to take granted for and live in the present. Thank you.